Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope everybody out there doing great today. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank God for this beautiful day, this beautiful sunny day today. So today, I'm driving right now, so I was just thinking, like I know we talk a lot about why people don't come to God, and you know, on what decisions they make. You know what I'm saying, which is bad decisions without God. And I was just thinking, man, like people really don't come to God for what reason? You know, like it's not bothering me, but it's just like what could be another root cause of them not coming, even though we know that they dealing with spiritual demons and they dealing with what I'm saying, church hurt, and they dealing with all sorts of things that they could be possibly dealing with. But at the same time, I was just thinking like it's like the word selfish came to me, and I'm like selfish. I'm like that sounds correct, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you got to be selfish if you don't come to the kingdom of God, because God wasn't selfish with all that He has in what I'm saying, made, created. He wasn't selfish with it. You know what I'm saying? He told us to be fruitful with it. He told us, He gave us the blueprint of what to do, as we learned in Songs. You know, He gave us everything that He could possibly leave us with. You know what I'm saying? In order to be a good father, to for His children to inherit, all that He got. And when you think about it, children of God, us, we are not selfish children. We may came in selfish, but as we've been with God, we, what I'm saying, we're not selfish anymore. We grew out of it because we grew into the personality of God. So we're not selfish. So when you think about the people that's selfish, that's not coming to God, then they're of the devil. And they selfish because they want what they want out of life and what they choose to have out of life. Like the thing that I don't understand is you want what you want out of life, and you choose you want to be able to be the one to play God of your life. You want to be able to be the one to, you know, do do what you want to do in your life. Create what you want to create your reality of life instead of, God's Torah of the life that you're supposed to be living. So that's selfish, because if someone's giving you something and you're not giving back, then that's selfish. You're just taking. So you taking all this land, all this earth that God has created, and you doing what you want, but you're not giving back to what He already gave. You see what I'm saying? So you got the handout, but you're not paying your dues. You know what I'm saying? You're not putting in the actual real work that you're supposed to be putting in. You're putting in the work that you choose to put in. You're putting in the work that your father making you put in, which is the devil, because if you're not doing God works, obviously you're the devil. So with that being said, that's a selfish mindset. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of pride going on with that type of mindset, with a selfish mindset, because if you're selfish, you got a lot of pride to not be able to be convicted, or to be not be able to get corrected on the wrong that you're doing. And they will surely see soon, that God is who they need, because when people go through situations, they call on God for, what I'm saying, help. And sometimes God help them, but when they get the help, what do after they get the help? They no longer call on God. They run away from the word. They run away from God. They run away from prayer. They run away from, you know, all things that, what I'm saying, that possibly probably help them get through their situation. And that's very selfish, to try to use God for what you need to benefit from, instead of actually coming to God and keeping everything that He's asking you to keep, and living actually for Him. And that way you can always be blessed, and you won't never have to go through a drought and calling on God for situations. And I know a lot of us go through situations while we're with God, but we understand that that's our afflictions. You know what I'm saying? We understand that that's our transgressions, that's our infirmities. That's what we, you know what I'm saying? So that's not the same thing as a person of the world going through a situation. You know what I'm saying? At that time, God could be calling on them, and then they crying out to God, and God actually blessed them, but they still don't come to God. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't repent for, you know what I'm saying, the wrong that they have done. So they got a lot of selfish acts. As the devil, God blessed them with a lot of things. God made him look good. God gave him everything that he could possibly give him, you know. And look at the selfish act that he did. He didn't want. He took everything that God gave him, but he wanted what he wanted. He wanted to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to play God himself. You know what I'm saying? So of course his children on this earth are gonna want to play God themselves. They're gonna be just like the father. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna fall victim into all that Satan has created, you know what I'm saying, on this earth, and think that they can take over it. How can you take over something? How can you own something in a temporary world? You know what I'm saying? And the world is so temporary because we all don't know the day when we're going to leave. So it's temporary. It's not eternal. The only way you can get eternal life is when you come to God and you can have eternal life. But when you are the devil and you're in the world, you're worldly. You're in the temporary world with temporary material things. You know what I'm saying? So God, I, God, us, which is God's children, we can get these same things as we all know because we have them and we're still with God. So I'm trying to figure out how come these people won't come to God and keep the things that God blessed them with. You know what I'm saying? They get them and lose them. They never happy. You know what I'm saying? They don't work so much, put in so much time, save so much money, did all these things, but they're never happy. You know what I'm saying? Once they have accumulated all this wealth, you know what I'm saying, and all these things that they have accumulated on earth, they still not happy, they still not satisfied, they still have a void, they still have an empty feeling inside. You know what I'm saying? And that's because they haven't came to God because of their selfish acts. The majority of the people that get rich and wealthy that is not a God, they're very selfish when it comes to their time and putting family involved into their time because they so caught up in what they created for themselves to have. They wanted all these businesses, they wanted all these real estates, they wanted all these things in life that they probably dreamed of. I always wanted since they was a child. And yes, they got it, but it's vanity. You know what I'm saying? It's still a void, it's still an emptiness inside of them that they don't have. And majority of them commit suicide, majority of them, you know what I'm saying, kill themselves and do drugs and do all type of things, you know what I'm saying, just to try to get over the feeling that they feel. And nothing can get you away from that feeling that you feel unless you come to God and let God fulfill that void, that hole that's inside of you. Because how can you run away from your creator that created you and think that you can get away with life and be successful and be happy and be fulfilled with joy because you have material things that did not create you, you know? So once they get away from their selfish ways and their selfish acts and thinking that they can have the free will of their life and not come to God and understand who God is and understand that they really don't have a free will. Their free will should have been given over in the first place to God, and then that way God can establish His ordainance in a life that He already had from them in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Since the beginning of times. So think about that. Like you got people trying to create their own reality. You know what I'm saying? And once you try to create your own reality, then you fall victim into sin, you fall victim into that void, you fall victim into vanity, you fall victim into materialism, you fall victim into drugs, you fall victim into a lot of things that you should not have fell victim to in the first place. But since you was rebellious and disobedient and never came to God, then these are the things that you're gonna feel. These are the things that you're gonna go through. These are the things that are gonna take over you. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to find God once you already have became successful in the world. That's why it's best to put God first and let Him give you your success of what He wants you to have in the world while you're working for Him. Because most people, like if I went to somebody and told them, hey man, you should put God first and let God establish your business, let God do this, and this person already got 10, 12, 20 businesses, that person is not going to listen to me because they got pride and they're going to feel like, man, what you talking about? I already did all this myself. You know what I'm saying? I already did this without the guy you talking about. I already did all this. Like I do this. I know this, I know I'm spiritual. I do this. You know what I'm saying? I do yoga. I do this. They do all this demonic stuff that they shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? They think they talking to God. They think they spiritual, but they don't know what gods they talking to. They don't know. what demon they talking to. They don't know what statue they talking to. They don't know what gods they under. They think that they know. So you have a lot of people that's rich and they try to get spiritual, and then they go into this whole spirit, they spiritual and all this, but don't even know the one true living God. And they dwell on that. They depend on that. You see what I'm saying? And still feel empty and void inside. And got to go to therapy and got to go through all these things, just to try to get through their situations. You know what I'm saying? When God is the true healer. So us children of God, we know that God is a true healer. We know that God got us through all situations. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know we got to take action into our own life and actually, you know what I'm saying, do what we're supposed to do so that God can do what He, you know what I'm saying, say He will do according to His words, then it'll be established. It's gonna happen because we've been faithful. You know what I'm saying? But those people who gain all that stuff, they depend on man. They depend on man to do this, man to do that. You know what I'm saying? Man to do this, man to do that. And God words do not fit in their life. God words do not fit in their mind. You know what I'm saying? That's blocked out. It's like, what's the point? In their mind, it's like, what's the point of me coming to God when I already got everything that I wanted? I just feel this way. No, you don't just feel God making you feel that way because you voided Him out. So He's gonna make you feel voided. You know what I'm saying? So that's why in the Bible it says that it's easier for I think it said it's easier for a donkey to fit through a needle hole than for a rich man to come to God, something like that, and it's true. You know what I'm saying? You can find like a lot of young people these days, if they making money, then you can't really tell them that. I know I was young when I actually went to school, and then I had dropped out because, well, I really didn't drop out, but it was the fact that they was trying to, like, mess me up on my grades. Like, I made A's and B's in college. When I had switched to another school, and then they hindered me from the last school that I was with because I had made, I think, a D, and then half of the credits didn't go over to the new school. So they basically tried to make me like have to pay for school instead of getting the grants and stuff that I was getting. And I was just like, man, like if I got to go through this just to go to school, and I made A's and B's. I made all A's and one B at the time. I'm like, it's no point. I might as well, you know what I'm saying, make some money, you know. And it's like once I started making money, I no longer cared about school because I know I'm going to school to make money. At the time, the way my mind was formed, I didn't know what I know now. You know, I didn't know what I know now, but at that time, I was just like, if I'm making money right now and I'm going to school just to make money, I might as well just stay making money right now because it only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, forget school because it's taking money from me, and then in the future I'm still gonna have to pay all that money back. So I might as well make money now and start paying this stuff off now. And so it was like it was nothing no one on earth could tell me, oh, you should go back to college, you should go back to school. I wasn't hearing it. I was not gonna hear it because I already been through, that, and now I'm seeing money. You know what I'm saying? And once you seeing money, it's like that's all you seeing. That's all. That's because that was the whole point of me going to school to make money at the end of the day. So it's like I didn't care for school no more. I didn't care for none of that. So it's like once somebody is already wealthy, or once somebody is already established in what they doing, and they not of God, it's kind of hard to talk to them and tell them, like, do you pray, do you fast, do you talk to God, do you know who God is? And majority don't just say they spiritual, or they just say, like no, I don't believe in that, or I believe that there's a most high, you know what I'm saying? That's what they do, but they are not actually fully in, you know what I'm saying? They're not actually fully of God. They just say what they say, just probably just to shut you up, or probably just to, you know what I'm saying, agree with you or whatever. So it's hard for them to come. And I wouldn't recommend no one try to establish anything without God first. You know what I'm saying? Because that may not even be your purpose in this life. That may not even be your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Your purpose probably could have been to get God make you wealthy, but He also help you establish, you know what I'm saying, places for orphans, or places for widows, or places for, you know what I'm saying, the needy, the ones that don't have things, like righteous things to do with the money instead of you know what I'm saying, building these things up that's not really doing anything to anybody. It's not really affecting anything. Yes, it's a big company, but it's not really actually something that, you know what I'm saying, God would have gave you. It's just something that you always wanted to do. And, you know, they catch us at childhood and asking us what our dreams is and what our goals is, and you know what I'm saying, where we see ourselves in these amount of years and all that at a young age. And sometimes we hold on to those things until we fulfill it. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, it's no way that God could be in the picture, because in school they're not teaching us about God. At home, you may not be learning about God. As you're growing up, you may not be learning about God. It's like everybody blocked God out. So you grow into a selfish mentality that it's about me, 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 me. And then some may say, oh, when I make the money, I'm gonna help people out, and some do. You know what I'm saying? But why God is not in the picture of all this? So it could be established, so it could be fulfilled, so it could be wealth for your inheritance for your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that. So that's part of the situation, man. Like, I just feel like a lot of people are real selfish when it comes to them putting their goals and things before God. When God say you can't even put your children before him. You know what I'm saying? You can't even put your spouse before him. You can't even put yourself before him. You got to put him first in all things that you do. That way he can establish everything for you. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully one day they wake up. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it takes for you to lose it all. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that go through that. They lose it all. And then they finally see, like, yeah, I should have put God. Like, cause you know what I'm saying. You're a multi-millionaire, multi-thousandaire, whatever you want to call it, and you had all this money, and then you lose it all, and then now you want to come crying to God, and you know what I'm saying. That's what happened to a lot of them. But a lot of them, you know what I'm saying. They come, God established them to get back rich and everything, and they still go rebellious. You know what I'm saying? Because they only wanted what they wanted, and that's the selfish act. That's the selfish mind. That's the selfish heart. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just be thinking about things, y'all. Like, like, life is great with God. Like, I feel blessed, you know what I'm saying, every day that I wake up knowing that God is by my side and that God is with me. And I would never change that feeling for nothing in the world, because I know what I've been through before I even knew God. I know the feeling, what I felt before I knew God. You know what I'm saying? And just understanding God and his personality, and forming into his personality makes me want to go harder for him only, you know, like all other things, you know what I'm saying, forget it. Like, if it's not ordained for my life, then I'm not with it, you know. But if it's ordained for my life, then may God fulfill it for me. And that's all I care about. Why would I be on earth doing vanity things, wasting time on earth all these years, wasting time to do vanity things that God didn't even ordain for me to do. And then at the end of the day, when I'm gone, what I have built is not being broken down, or is not being sold, or all the money that I have accumulated is now being spent because my family mindset was never on God, because I was never on God, and all they know is to go spend it on these expensive things. I sell this because this worth it's worth more than when I got it back years back. You know, like it's like it's vanity, you know. So if I'm living to God and He give me these things, then I know it's my family inheritance. I know that they're gonna keep it, because I know that they have the knowledge and they have the wisdom and the righteousness and knowing of what God has given us, and you know what I'm saying, what God has established for us. So they will know how to maneuver with the business. They would know how to maneuver with, you know what I'm saying, our wealth, our heritage, our land, you know what I'm saying, everything that God has ordained for us to have. But if I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, of God, and I got all them things, they wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, most people, you know what I'm saying, on this world, they get a nice house with some land. By the time the person who's the breadwinner in the family dies, the family starts selling stuff, because that's all they thinking about is more money, but they're not thinking about how can they accumulate more money. You know what I'm saying? They just think about, okay, if we sell this land, and he got it for $200,000, and right now this land go for $600,000, they're gonna sell that land instead of instead of keeping the land and building on the land and establishing, like, you know what I'm saying, homes, mobile homes or apartments or complexes, like anything could go on that land that could accumulate more wealth. They're not going to be thinking about that because they don't have that mindset. You know what I'm saying? And all their mind is thinking about more money. But they think about if we take this same land and just sell it, we'll get the money then quick fast instead of letting the money build. You know what I'm saying? Over time, and build up the wealth for the family for generations, so let the money compound. You know what I'm saying? They won't allow that to happen, you know so it's just I don't know, man. You can't be selfish in this world, in a temporary world. Like, you selfish with the body that you have when you didn't even create the body that you have. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even create the body that you have. So how can you be selfish with the body that you have? You didn't create the mind that you have. So how can you be selfish with the mind that you have? You didn't even create nothing that you walk on, see, smell, or hear. But you're selfish with all those things. You know what I'm saying? The eyes can be used to read the Bible. But the eyes are used for all things that are not of God. You know what I'm saying? And the eyes play an important part in your life. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of people that can't read because they can't see. You know? So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it just don't make sense, man. These one of my days where I just be thinking, y'all, like, I just be thinking. It's like I know the answer, but at the same time, I just like to come out and talk to y'all to tell y'all, what's on my mind, how I be feeling about things, and you know, like, I just wish people could see things the way we see them. You know, if y'all haven't seen it that way, I just wish people could see things the way I see it. The way God wants us to see it, so that way our minds can be open, to things. Oh, and a lot of times, y'all, because I just seen like a car almost hit another car, but the car swerved, like, it was crazy. But a lot of times, when people get in accidents, they don't have angels, to protect them, to guard them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the more we grow with God, the more angels we gain. My apostle was telling us that, the more that Apostle Rosalind, my mother and God, she was telling us that, the more that we grow with God, the more, we do for God. And once you start saving souls and things like that for God, then he would give us more angels, so the angels will protect us. And I always see like a lot of accidents where I live at, and I live in Orlando, and it's crazy because it's like accidents every day. I hear fire trucks every day. I see, like, the other day I went back home. I seen like 3 cars on the left in the accident, and I seen 3 cars on the right in the accident at the same time. Like, I didn't see the accident, but they was in the accident before I got there. And I'm like, wow, like, just imagine that. Like, none of those people have angels with them. So, I began to pray for them because we have to start praying for people that we're around. So I began to pray for them to, that God, what I'm saying? I'm thanking God for saving them because they could have been gone that easy and not even knowing. And a lot of the times, we just don't have, people don't have the knowledge, They lack the knowledge of what should be because what they don't have, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you ever been in an accident, what I'm saying, just know you didn't have angels. And now you need to come to God and seek God out more and do more work for the kingdom of God, and that way he can give you angels. And you know what I'm saying, you could build up angels because they're gonna protect you, what I'm saying, throughout this life also. You know what I'm saying? Because of course the devil wants you dead, the devil wants you out of this world, the devil wants you gone before your time, so that way you won't do nothing that God has ordained for you to do. If he could shorten your life, he'll shorten your life. You know what I'm saying? In this wicked world, the devil will try to shorten your life. And if he could shorten your life, he'll shorten your life so you won't be able to do nothing that God wants you to do. But, you know, we're gonna make it, man. We're gonna do it. We're gonna finish strong for God. You know what I'm saying? It's just part of life. It's just part of life. I even had a dream before where the devil had put this witch in my car, and I was asking the witch like I knew who she was. Like I didn't know who she was like personally, like in real life, but I knew that she was a witch. And I'm like, what you doing in my car? And then she ain't saying that, and she's just looking. And I'm like, who sent you? And she started laughing, but I already knew who sent her. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew what she was. So next thing you know, the car just took off backward.